yeah, so you saw it, 5 pounds down this month, 5.1 to be exact. Let's go over what this month looked like. Okay, so first I wrote some goals for the month. So my goals for this month were 12K steps, to stay around 1,800 calories a day, daily Pilates. But the thing is, I did not do Pilates daily, did not do that. That didn't happen. But what did happen, so 5 times this month, also caveat, it is January 24th today. You know, I have to do it early in order to get with you. In order to get this out by February 1st, I got to be a little early. But anyway, 5 times I did do 10K, but for the majority of those 24 days or 23 days, I did 12K. My calorie averages, I look at them like weekly, and they have been somewhere in that 1,800 calorie range. So some days I might have 1,900 and some days I might have 1,600 or 1,700, but the average for the week has been 1,800. So it's working out. I've just been finding, like, going with different recipes and stuff, and just kind of came to the realization that I can get more food in and more protein in for less calories. Like, so I've really been exploring, made my own pizza dough, and there's even a better way to make that, to add more protein in it, less calories, with like using cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, maybe different types of flour. Like, there is just so many ways. Making your own mayo, making your own sauces with Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. I made this like mac sauce with cottage cheese. It was so good. It's a lot of ways to get this done. And the whole time, I really didn't need to eat less. I needed to eat different, because I can get all that stuff in there with that stuff. So that's what I learned, and that's kind of helped me out as I transition to this a little bit lower calorie thing. Because before this, I was around 2,000 calories a day. Before this month, I was around 2,000 calories a day, and I have moved it down to the 1,800. But yeah, so that's how I feel like I've been winning with that, adding the Greek yogurt and the cottage cheese into things as sauces, as ingredients in my meals. I've also changed how I do dinner, because I was thinking about dinner as like, okay, this is the time when we're all eating, and because I want to make it simple and have us all eating the same thing, I need to have it be like it always has been. Like, we eat lasagna, we eat chili, we eat chicken, we eat rice. You know, we have these staple meals, we eat tacos. But the thing is, everybody in this house moves their body. My husband lifts, I lift, I work out, my sons are athletes. We all need protein. We all need more protein, and we all need more vegetables. We all need more fiber. So dinner is a perfect time for me to make sure that they're getting that in their day, because I know they're not getting it at school. So I reframed that, where I was acting like I was taking care of my family by giving them these, meals that we normally have. I reframed it to now, yes, I'm taking care of them in the fact of they need more sweet potatoes. They need more protein. Let me infuse this meal with as much protein as possible, because they need it. They need it. So yeah, that right there, that's been working for your girl on the food front. And that's all that matters. That's really all that matters, is the food part, right? So let's make sure we got that figured out. And also the back end of that is, of course, the work that I've done beforehand. So all of this, let's go back. I was doing 75 hard. That gave me time to develop certain habits. But let's go back even before that. Let's go back. Hold on, I got a few items I want to show you. These ain't it. This ain't everybody, but just a few items. Going through this book here. You hear me? Going through this book here. You hear me? So that's really the work behind the work of why it's easy now. I'm use the word easy because it's not hard anymore. Because because I did the work mentally to get my mind right, and I did the work of doing it day in and day out, because my 75 hard journey was was over 150 days long. So yeah, that is on, it has a playlist. It has a playlist if you want to go through the chaos of that. But I do have a playlist of my 75 hard journey. But anyway, so that is where that stands. So as we look forward y'all want to talk about everything I'm gonna do in February together or as we go? Let's do a little bit of both. So I done lost that pen. We'll use this one because this one actually matches it better. Okay. So what was I telling you about? Okay, so this month nothing changes with the food, so really nothing to talk about. February, nothing is going to change with my food. 1,800 calories is working, so let's do that. The things I've added to my diet are working. Am I getting the 30 grams of fiber a day? No, but I have added, trying to get the, not trying, I need to work more on the making sure I have the chia seeds available every day. And I have been doing lentils or beans every day. Some days it didn't happen. So let me say that I say every day, but I made an effort to have them prepped. So I would have them available most days, right? So on the weekends, like now, I'm running low on my lentils that I made last weekend. Need to make some more, but I also bought some black beans, so that's going to be my bean this week. But beside the point, what I'm trying to say is I've done better in those areas. I have my berries and things like that. So I think I'm still gonna be trying to get to the 30 grams as my nutritionist suggested, but also being okay with the fact that sometimes it's gonna be 25. And that's the recommendation, that if you Google it, the recommendation is gonna be 25 grams. So either way, I'm winning, but I do appreciate the fact of shooting for 30 helps me to get that 25. Just like me shooting for 12K helps me I have not gotten less than 10K steps because I'm shooting for 12K. You get it? So it works out. Okay, let's look at the next one, the 12K steps, which we was already talking about. I'm not changing that. My amount of movement that I have in my life now is a sustainable amount of movement. Now, some of those days, a lot of those days are 14, 15K step days. They're not typically 12K days, but the minimum being at 12 is helpful and sustainable and works. It's not holding me back. It just keeps me anchored and rooted in, okay, 12K steps. And how I get my 12K steps is when I work out in the morning, I take about, just walking back and forth with the weights and stuff like that, I take about 2,000 steps. If not, between the workout and when I am ready to get on my walk, between that workout and my 15-minute break at work where I walk outside, I end up somewhere around 3,000 steps. And then I walk on my walking pad for 30 to 40 minutes. 30 minutes, typically mostly 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour if I really get wrapped up into work or I just feel like it. Sometimes it can go over, but mostly 30, 40 minutes. And that gets me to 6,000 steps, by the time before lunchtime, because I walk at around 11. So before I eat lunch, I walk, and that'll get me to 6,000 steps. After work, I take a walk. Typically, the walk only has to get me to 10,000. So I will walk from, so I'm at 6,000 when I get off work. And then I will walk for another 4,000 to 6,000 steps. So at some point during my walk, my wrist will buzz saying I got 10K. And, I'm usually not home yet, so I have to walk back home. But I could get those. I would get those 2K steps, that last 2,000, just while I'm prepping dinner, while I'm folding clothes, while I'm just doing stuff around the house. I typically will get that other 2,000 steps. So that is how I get my steps. And that's why it typically is 15,000 steps a day, because if I get 6,000 more while I'm already out there, if I get to 12 before I get home, from my walk, then I still got to walk around, putting up dishes, cutting stuff, getting, just as I'm doing stuff, I'm going to get to 2,000. So yeah, that's how I get my steps. So little pieces throughout my day, I find little time for movement, even though I do work a sedentary job, and I would like to get more movement, like in my day, as far as, getting up from my day. And I have been doing that, just like, because I have a desk that I can like turn into a standing desk, and so I'll get up throughout the day, stuff like that. But I'm not going to increase my step goal, because again, these are habits that I want to have for the rest of my life, and I feel like that 12K is sustainable for me. Somebody else might be 8K, somebody else it might be 20K, but for me, it's the 12K for me. So I didn't do Pilates, but as far as workouts go, I did my weightlifting sessions and I did my HIIT sessions. There was still Pilates in the month. It just wasn't daily like I thought I wanted it to be. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, because while 75 Hard changed my life and doing something daily changed my life, I am enjoying being done with that and having the freedom to kind of flow through whatever I feel like doing any day. And I don't want to add that back. I do my workout. I do 3 to 4 lifting sessions a week, and I move my body those other days however I feel. So if I'm in my follicular phase, so if I have more energy and my hormones are in a better place where I have energy and strength, I will do some high intensity stuff. If I'm in my luteal phase and I'm not feeling that well, I will do Pilates, or I'll do some stretching, mobility, walk, whatever my body feels like in any given day, and really not even holding it to what phase I'm in. It's really truly when I wake up in the morning, how I feel that day. Even because if I don't feel good, I will move my lifting session. It's just making sure I get it done in a week is all that really matters, not necessarily when I do it in the week. Nothing's gonna change. Only thing I'm thinking about with my workouts changing is making sure I have right now. Okay, so I'm doing MAPS Anabolic, which is by the creators of Mind Pump. I'm doing that program, and right now it only calls for 2 days a week. And in the next phase that I'll be going into in February, it will be calling for 2 days a week. So my third day is going to be a glute day, because I want to have 3 days a week, because there are 2 days full body. I'm going to make that a glute day, and I want to put that on the front end of my week, like prioritize my glutes on Monday, and then Wednesday I will do, somewhere around Wednesday, I will do my first one that has the big movement in that is a squat, and then Friday I'll do the deadlift, and it has a bench press in there, overhead press, and all these other accessory movements. So everything is getting worked on those other 2 days, but I want to prioritize my glutes and doing that. On my days off, I'm doing trigger sessions, as well as, the high intensity stuff or whatever, mobility, Pilates, whatever I choose for those days. But yeah, just making sure that while I might not be able to build that much muscle in my glutes while I'm cutting, I want to make sure that I am not losing any, especially there where I am not able to see the muscle definition that I would like to see. So I'm going to continue to work really hard in that area. So speaking of my muscle gain, loss, blah, 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 I wanted to tell you, we have one of those scales. So I'm using 3 different scales. So I have a scale that I use like daily, or not daily, every 3 days. And that is different from the scale that you see me record on when I do my weights on here. And I only use that scale once a month when I do it with you. And then I have another scale that, you know, where you hold the thing and it tells you your body fat and all that kind of stuff. So I have those scales. So the last time I got on it was in October, and then I got on it January 19th. The first time I got on it was January 2nd. So it was really good to see like what happened in a year. January 2nd to January 19th. So 382 days. So in some words, I'd be like, I only lost 24 pounds in in the year of 2025. But honestly, I didn't start losing weight or thinking about I was always thinking about it, but I didn't start losing weight until like June. When I started 75 Hard, that's when I officially started losing weight. So in the 6 months, I lost to 24 pounds. And in that time, I lost 22 pounds of fat and 2 pounds of muscle. And at that point, my muscle was at January 2nd of 2025. My muscle mass was 110 pounds. January 19th of 2026, it was at 108 pounds. But if we look at the last 100 days, because October 12th, I took my weight on the scale, and then January 19th. So let's compare these two. And there were 99 days in between these 2 days. I lost 9 pounds of fat in that time. And I gained, because in October of 2025, I was at 107 pounds of muscle, and I got up to 108. So I got some of my muscle back during this last 3 months. So what I've been doing in the last 3 months, what that tells me, and what I've been focusing on in the last 3 months, is protein and lifting much heavier. So that is working, because the fat is still coming down and the muscle mass went up just a tad, just a hair. But yeah, my visceral fat, let me see, when we started last year, this time, it was 18. And in October, it was 15. And now it is 13. So I'm getting there. My body fat percentage went from 43% this time last year to 36%. So my goal is 30. And I would like to see what that looks like, and we'll go from there to see what I want to do. But once I'm at 30% body fat, I think that I will feel comfortable with going into maintenance and more just like what they would call main gaining, slowly working my calories up to maintenance and just lifting heavy weights and trying to build from there. So maybe a little bit above weight maintenance so I can build, but yeah, to work on getting a lower body fat, but also work on building, because I can change that percentage by adding more muscle. It doesn't have to be just fat lost to make my body fat percentage go down. Yeah, so right now I'm sitting at 67 pounds of fat on my body. This time last year, I had 90 pounds of fat on my body. So that was a good percentage of me. So it's going down. Everything's going in the right direction. Like I said, in the last 3 months, the muscle mass has gone up a little and the fat mass has gone down 9.5 pounds. Okay, and so yeah, on that scale I'm weighing 183. On the scale up here, it was like around 185, and on the what you saw, it's around 185. These scales, they just talking. They just down is down, and I'm not gonna worry about it. That's like, even, I have another week left in January. Whatever else I lose this month, it'll be kind of tacked on to next month, because I'll still do the video early because I need to get it out before March 1st. So yeah, but it's working out. So that's that on that. I think so as we go into February, just to wrap up what I'm thinking, 12K steps remain the same. 1,800 calories a day remain the same. The protein goal, I didn't tell you about that. My protein goal, what I did for this month is it stayed around 140 a week. For 140 grams was my average for the week, daily average for the week. So I'm trying to get around 150 grams of protein a day. Ideally, I would like to get 1 pound per body weight, but that's hard because I'm 185 pounds. So easiest way for me to do that is to continue to come down on the weight, and then I can get closer to 1 pound per, of protein. Work 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, because if I get to 150 pounds or 160 pounds, it seems a little bit more doable than me eating 185 grams of protein a day. But I can do it at the 150. I can do it. I can totally get it done. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to play that one. But right now, 150. My water, gallon of water a day, like I've been doing. Yeah, that's it with that. Fiber, 20-25. 25 to 30. So I'm really just, okay, let's look at that on a daily basis to really try to get the 30 grams. And like I said, how I'm doing that is I have nuts and seeds in my diet, but they aren't like a big part. I make sure I get the chia seeds. I'm eating flax seeds for half the month. And then I have my other seeds. I'm doing like a cycle syncing seeds thing just to see how I like it. So yeah, workout, just lifting. Really with the lifting, I'm just trying to lift more than last time. That's my goal. And that's what I do. If I can add 5 pounds to my deadlift or 10 pounds to my deadlift, that's all that matters. That's the point. Add more to my squat. I'm doing good. That's the point. And then I just move on. I move on from it. I'm going to be getting on that body fat measuring scale once a month. So we will also have those updates monthly now, and I'll be able to see if the program that I'm doing is helping me to maintain or gain muscle. If I start to lose muscle, then I probably need to do a different workout program, or I need to slow down on the weight loss. But honestly, I feel like I'm losing at a good rate, and so that really isn't the problem. I don't think that's the problem because I'm losing at such a slow rate. It should be totally fine. Yes, I lost 5 pounds this month, and the goal is 3 pounds a month is the goal. So the goal for February is still 3 pounds. If I lose a little bit more, cool, but if I was losing like 3 pounds a week or something like that, I would have to slow that down. If I was losing 2 pounds a week, I would slow that down because I don't want to do it that fast because I want to make sure I'm keeping all the muscle I can. I want to make sure that I'm doing this sustainably. I want to do that. I'm not going to fight my body on it. Like if it wants to give up weight, cool. But I'm also want to make sure that I'm supporting it with enough nutrients for all the activity that I ask for those 12K steps, for that, heavy deadlift, heavy squat, for the glutes that I want to keep. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part and we're taking it slow. This is the last time I will be doing this. I may have to lose about 5 pounds or so, for summer every year or something like that, 5 or 10 pounds. But I will not be doing this where I'm coming from 245 down to 150. I'm not doing that again. So we're going to take it nice and slow, and we're going to get it done in a slow, sustainable manner. Okay, thank you for being here. I will see you next month. Okay? All right. Bye.